Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed about market segmentation, right? In that class, we have discussed about meaning and importance and criteria for effective market segmentation. Today, we will discuss about one of the important topic, that is basis for market segmentation. So, as stated earlier, market segmentation is the division of market into several segments, right? We have studied in the last video. That means segmentation or market segmentation means division of total market into several segments or groups. So, that is on the basis of common characteristics of the consumers. So, to group or to segment the total market, the identification of the important characteristics of consumers of a market is of much importance for market segmentation, because it is the characteristics of consumers that facilitate the division of consumers of the firm into different segments, right? So according to the consumer behavior or according to the consumers demand, here as a marketer they are divide the total market into several segments or according to the consumers characteristics, right? So here they are dividing the total market into different groups or different segments. So there are several bases for market segmentation. The basis for market segmentation may differ from product to product and from firm to firm. So for instance, the basis for segmenting the markets for consumer products can be age. So according to the age of the different consumers, they are dividing the market, or they are making groups according to the age or according to the income. So some consumers, they have more income, right? So some other consumers or some other customers, they have some less income. So according to the income or according to the sex, so here so we can divide two parts, right? Ladies and gents. So here ladies and gents have different needs and attributes, right? So markets can be classified on the basis of sex and education, family unit, etc. of consumers. On the other hand, the basis for segmenting the markets for industrial products, so we can divide the total market or total industrial products according to nature, size, location, etc. of the market, right? So here different authorities on marketing have given basis for a different market segmentation in different ways. In the next slide, we will study about one of the according to Cundiff and Still, they have given the following criteria for or basis for market segmentation. According to Cundiff and Still, so basis for consumer products, he divided into two parts: basis for consumer products and basis for industrial products. He divided or he segmented the consumer products as sex of the consumer, age of the consumer, income of the consumer, degree of urbanization of the consumers, geographical market segmentation, educational attainment of the consumer, religion of the consumer. So according to these criteria, he divided the total market into several sub segments, right? Sex of the consumer, I already told there are two this sex can be divided into two parts, ladies and gents, right? So some products are produced especially for ladies, so example lipstick, bangles, or etc. Or some products are produced specially for gents, shaving cream, razor blades, etc., right? So he divided the total market into subgroups, so according to the age of the consumer, so for children, for youngster, and for old age persons, and income of the consumer, so according to the income. So some consumer or customers, they have less income, right? So for their less income, he divided in or he grouped a total market into several segments: a degree of urbanization of the consumer, geographical market segmentation, and educational attainment of the consumer, and religion of the consumer. And next basis for industrial products. So again divided into second part, that is basis for industrial products. So industrial products refers to products which are used in industry for producing the product. So they are not meant for direct consumption, right? So industrial products means they are not we cannot use that for consumption. The market for industrial products is very large, and customers of industrial products may be segmented on a different basis. So some of the important basis of segmenting the market of for industrial products are given. First one, kinds of business. So here when a firm products or produces or provides a number of different products or services, the market can be segmented on the basis of kinds of business. Take for example the business of an insurance company can be divided into fire insurance, accident insurance, marine insurance, right? And different marketing policies and programs may be prepared for these different segments to suitable needs of the customer. So according to the kinds of the business, they divided the total market into subgroups or segments. Second one, usual purchasing procedure or purchasing procedure of the buyer. Some buyers of industrial products adopt a very systematic and sound system of purchasing procedure, right? And some buyers do not pay much attention on purchasing procedure. So the market of industrial products can be segmented on the basis of purchase procedure. And third one, size of the user. So the market of an industrial product can be divided on the basis of size of the buyer. On the basis of the size of the buyers, there may be large buyers or small buyers. The needs and attitudes of these buyers are different, right? So large buyers, they need large quantity of products. Small buyers, they need small quantity of products. So according to the need and attitudes of these buyers, these small as well as large buyers, they are segmented. And last one, geographical market segmentation. So market of industrial products can be divided on the basis of geographical location of buyers. So this geographical location which affects the cost of the transportation, right? Climate of area of buyer effects and needs. So according to the geographical location, they divided the total market into several subgroups. Take for example Mangalore, and if you take Mangalore and Madikeri, the climate is very different, right? So according to the location of the or geographical location, they divided the total market into several groups. Next one, here one more person, according to Philip Kotler, the consumer markets can be segmented on the basis of 4 variables. He divided the total market into 4 variables according to 4 variables. First one, geographical variables. Second one, demographic variables. Third one, psychographic variables. And fourth one, buyer behavior variables. Then go by one. First one, geographic variables. So here geographic variables are divided into regions, villages, cities, density, climate. So according to geographic, in geographic we can divide the total geography into different parts, right? Regions, villages, cities, density or climate. So according to these criteria, Philip Kotler, he divided into several subgroups or segments, right? Next, second one, demographic variables. I already told age, sex. According to the age, sex, family size, family life cycle, income, occupation, education, religion, race, nationality. So from these criteria, they divided the total market into different products according to the need and attitudes of the customer. And psychographic variables, social class and lifestyle. According to the lifestyle of the consumers, Philip Kotler, he divided the market. And buyer behavior variables, fourth one, occupation, benefits, user status, wage style, loyalty status, readiness stage, attitude towards the products. So by these 4 variables, Philip Kotler, he divided or he segmented the total market into different segments, that is geographic variables, demographic variables, psychographic variables and buyer behavior variables. Next we will move on. According to some other authorities, there are two main approaches to identify market segments. They are, first one, people oriented market segmentation approach or customer personal characteristics approach, and second one, product oriented market segmentation approach or customer response approach. Then what is the people oriented market segmentation? So under this approach, the customers can be classified by many customer dimensions, such as geographic location or demography or socio-economic characteristics and psychography. So according to these criteria or according to these dimensions, they divided the total market into several sub groups or several such sub segments, right? And second one, product oriented market segmentation approach. What is that? The product oriented market segmentation approach is based on the following consideration, that is according to the product benefit or according to the product usage or store premises or brand loyalty. Though there are many bases of market segmentation for our discussion, let us take up the following bases of market segmentation. Let us go through the basis for consumer products. The basis for segmenting the market for consumer products can be divided into four parts. They are important one. First one, socio-economic factors. Second one, geographical factors. Third one, personality factors. Fourth one, consumer behavior factors. Let us go through one by one. First one, socio-economic factors. The most common way of segmenting the market for consumer products is on the basis of socio-economic factors. The various socio-economic factors are taken into account for segmenting the market for consumer products. So here, according to the socio-economic factors, the total market divided into some sub segments. So let us see which are the factors. First one, sex. I already told here, ladies and gents, right? So sex can be divided in two parts. So here ladies have different needs and attributes, and the same way gents, they have different needs and attitudes, right? So here, while selling the products for ladies, the stress should be upon fashion, beauty, color, packing, etc. Right. On the other hand, while selling the products to gents, the stress should be upon durability, utility, family standard, social prestige, etc. And second one, age. So here, on the basis of age, a market can be divided into four parts: children, young, adults, and old. So for the consumers of different age groups, different types of products are produced. Take for example, different sizes of toothbrush. Right. So different sizes of toothbrush are produced for consumers of different age groups, for children, for young, for adults, and for old. So different types of ready-made garments are produced for consumers of different age groups. Right. So here ready-made garments are produced according to the age of the customer. For children, different types of garments, and for youngsters, for adults, for old person or old aged persons, right? It may be noted that here the successful marketing manager should understand the age group for which the product would be most suited and determine his marketing policy or pricing policy, advertising policy, etc. So here in age, they divided the age into four parts: children, young, and adults, and old. So according to the age of or age group, the different types of products are produced, right? Next, third one, income. Income is a very important factor, right? It affects the nature, attitude, preference, and behavior of the consumer. Therefore, a market can be segmented on the basis of income of the consumer, right? So income of the consumers can be divided into three parts: high income group, middle income group, and low income group. Here, the consumers of high income group stress upon design, fashion, quality, and feeling of social prestige, right? So here, high level or high income group people, they always look for social prestige, or quality products or fashion products or designed products, right? And second one, the consumer of middle income group, they stress or they always concentrate on durability or utility of the product, right? And third group, that is low income group, they always focus on price and quality of products. So different models of television sets, washing machine, etc. are examples of market segmentation on the basis of income of the consumers. So here we can see the different types or different models of television, or today we can see different models of mobile sets, right? So here high income group persons, they buy quality or quality mobiles, right, or which cost more, right? So middle income and a low income group, they buy the less priced products or less priced mobiles which have, right? And next one, educational attainment for standard. So here some products, particularly books and magazines, are sold on the basis of educational standard of consumers. So on the basis of education standard, a market can be segmented into educated, semi-educated and uneducated. So here on the basis of educational attainment, they divide the total education or the market can be segmented into three parts. It is educated, semi-educated and uneducated. So different pricing policies and advertising policies may be adopted for different segments of the market. So educated people can read, right, and they can hear the advertisement, and semi-educated, some people they can read but they can't speak, right? So some uneducated peoples, they are not able to write as well as read and speak. So for them different policies or different advertising policies are formulated or adopted, right? Next, size and family or size of the family. A market can be segmented on the basis of size of the family. Here the needs of the family differs depending upon its size, right? So a unit of family may be large or medium or small in size. For instance, cookers, refrigerators, etc. are produced in different sizes of the families of different sizes. Take for example, in a family, if they have 10 person, or if they are 10 persons, then they buy a big refrigerator, right? And if the family size is very small, take for example, in the family 2 persons are there, take for example, then they are going to buy a small refrigerator, right? Next one, caste and religion. Here take for example, in country like India, there are many castes and religions, right? The feelings, attitudes and lifestyle of different consumers or different castes and different religions are different. So therefore a market can be segmented on the basis of caste and religion. So here different caste or different religion, they buy different kinds of products. The different caste and different religion, their feelings, their attitudes, their lifestyles of the consumers are different, right? So therefore a marketer or a businessman, he divide the total market or a market into different segments on the basis of caste and religion. Next one, business or profession. Business or profession is also an important socio-economic variable for the segmentation of the market. Here, on the basis of criterion or variable, the market of the product can be divided into businessman, employed person and professionals. Here, employed persons may be further divided into clerks, officers, executives, judges, teachers, army personnel, etc. Similarly, professionals may be subdivided into doctors, lawyers, chartered accountants, etc. So here the need and attitudes of the different professions or different businessmen are different. right. So here according to the profession or according to the business of the particular consumers, the marketer he divide the total market into different segments. Take for example lawyers or doctors or chartered accountants or officers or clerks or executives. So or teachers, take for example teachers, their attitudes and their needs and preference are different, right. So here according to the needs and wants or according to the attitudes of the customer or consumer, the total market into or total market divided into several subgroups or sub segments. Next, second one, geographical factors. So here the second most important popular criterion for segmenting the market of a product is the geographical factors of the product. I already told in the last point. So here on the basis of geographical factors, a market can be segmented as rural and urban, regional, state and national, national and international, hill and plain place, hot and cold place, right. So here segmentation of a market on the basis of geographical factor is useful where the customers are scattered over the vast area, right. The production of the firm is on a large scale. The appropriate arrangements are made by the firm to make products available in those different segments. So here according to the different geographical factors, the marketer he divide the total market into several subgroups. So here the total geographical area segmented into as or segmented as rural, urban, regional, state and national, national and international, hill place and plain place or hot place or cold place. Take for example I have given in the last point Madikeri and Mangalore. The Madikeri is a cold place, the climate is very cool, right. But here when comes to Mangalore, here the climate is very hot, right. So according to the geographical area, the total market divided into several subgroups. Next, third one, psychographic or personality factors. So different consumers of a product have different personality, right. The thinking, attitudes and buying motives of different consumers are different. Some consumers buy a product because it adds to their social prestige and status, while some consumers buy a product because it is useful to them, right. So here according to the personality or according to the psychographic, so here take for example some products or some consumers they buy the products because it adds or which increase the social prestige and status of the consumers, right. So while some consumers they buy for the sake of or they buy the product because it is useful to them, right. So here the personality or psychography of different consumers are different, right. Therefore a market can also be segmented on the basis of psychographic factors and different marketing strategies may be adopted for different consumers, right. Next, last one, consumer behavior. So consumer behavior is one of the basis for segmenting the market. So here consumer behavior includes factors like usage rate, buying motives and brand loyalty. So here on the basis of usage rate, the consumers may be again divided into four parts: non-users, light users, middle users and heavy users, right. So here heavy users they use particular product very heavily, right. So some non-users or non-user customers they use the particular product very less, right. So consumers may be divided on the basis of buying motives. Here the consumers also divided on the basis of buying motives such as quality of the goods, reliability of goods, special prestige, right. So again customers can also be divided on the basis of loyalty to a particular brand. This is about basis for market segmentation. Here this is very important topic. basis for segmenting the total market. So products can be divided into 4 parts. Here we have studied the total 4 bases, that is socio-economic factors, geographical factors, personality factors, and consumer behavior factors. So this is about basis for market segmentation. In the next class we will discuss about strategies for market segmentation or marketing strategies towards the market segmentation. Thank you.